Balaji, the ex-Coinbase CTO and a prominent angel investor, made one of the biggest bets in the entire history of cryptocurrency ecosystem. Yes, you heard that right. Balaji, who is also known as a thought leader, betted $2 million on Bitcoin. On 16 March 2023, he said that one Bitcoin is going to be worth of $1 million in the next 90 days. And to be honest, it's a quite bold statement. He proposed Bit Signal, basically a theory where he break down all the things why he believes that Bitcoin is going to be worth of $1 million. And he will distribute $1 million among 1,000 people who will help to spread this message by memes or by threads. And if Bitcoin would not touch $1 million in the next 90 days, he will pay $1 million to his opponent. Let's see what's the message he is trying to convey to all of us. Now you must be thinking why people are believing on this guy. So let me tell you, this guy predicted like what's going to happen in lockdown and how the lockdown look like way before the lockdown started. Let me show some of his tweets of COVID-19 and you would be surprised by seeing all these tweets. This tweet is published 30th Jan 2020 before the lockdown and what he said: border closure, nationalism, social isolation, preppers, remote work, face mask and distrust in government. Most of the things happened exactly as he predicted, and because he has the credibility of getting COVID call right, people are now believing on Balaji that he may become right again, and that's why people are believing that Bitcoin can touch $1 million in the next 90 days. So in this video we are going to talk about the same, and if you are loving this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe it and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any future update. So in this video we are going to read his tweets and we will try to understand what's the message he is trying to convey to all of us. So here Balaji is trying to spread awareness through his tweet that Bitcoin is going to be worth more than what it is today, and there can be many reasons for that, like banks are not working in the proper manner, there are many flaws in the banking system and many other reasons too. And he also attached some of the screenshots to back their words. We will get better understanding about what the message he is trying to convey after reading his tweets. So without any delay, let's read his tweets. The central bank, the banks and the bank regulator have bankrupted all of us. They hide their insolvency from you, the depositor, and they are about to print $2 trillion to hyperinflate the dollar. By the way, 2-3 days ago when I heard this, that they are going to print $2 trillion, I felt very bad at that time because we can't do anything. They can print as much money as they want. And fiat currency that we are using is an illusion because it is backed by faith and trust in government, and they can do whatever they want. For small countries, $2 trillion is way more money. By printing $2 trillion, they can devalue other countries' fiat currency with respect to dollar. By the way, if you want to know how the money we are using is an illusion, you can check out this I button. But let's come to the point. Banks are insolvent. We should have learned to distrust banks after the 2008 crisis. Back then, they used complex language to hide the simple fact that the mortgages were bad, and today they do it to hide the fact that money is gone, not in one bank, but in all banks. So here basically he is putting the spotlight on the 2008 crisis, telling us about the thing that went wrong during that time. Banks tried to hide the fact that they were not working properly. Mortgages were bad during that time, and today they are doing the same. He also attached some of the screenshot to prove his points of view. We will see that. FDIC worry about the growing unrealized losses in the US bank bond portfolios. So basically unrealized losses are those losses which are on paper. Like here they have mentioned that very substantial overhang for the bank, they could soon become problematic. Means FDIC and Fed or other regulators, they all knew that something is wrong in the banking system, but despite of that they haven't tell the normal people. So this report is basically published on 30th November 2020, and during that time they all knew that these regulatory bodies knew that something is wrong in the banking system, but despite of that they haven't told to the normal people. And that's the normal thing in the regulatory body. In centralized thing, this is normal. They can do whatever they want. Regulators knew that banking were insolvent but didn't notify the depositor. Regulators like FDIC and other Feds knew that Silicon Valley Bank and hundreds of other banks had less asset than their liability. In other words, bank didn't have your money, they intentionally use accounting trick to hide their insolvency, and the regulator let them hide things too in footnote. So basically, he's trying to say that regulator like FDIC and Fed knew that there are some flaws in the banking system, but they didn't notify to the normal people. They have less asset than their liability. Means they have more liability, they have no money, or they have no money of the people. Means they have the liquidity crunch in the short span of time. Basically, this is the main flaw in the centralized ecosystem. They can do whatever they want, they can hide the information, they can print as much money as they want, and normal people have no data about it. They are lying about the printing. The central bank who run euro literally said when things get serious, they have to know how to lie. The entire banking is like about the solvency. They are trying to ensure that you don't exist to Bitcoin and before they print the money. 4 days ago they had only print $25 billion and now they are 2 trillion, and soon it will be infinite. Means he is conveying the message that they are lying, regulators are lying, they are not telling the truth to all the normal people. They can print as much money as they want, and they will didn't notify us, and we will never know how much money they have printed. So that's why he's saying that instead of trusting on fiat currency, go and buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin have no central control. It is decentralized, so no one can control that. Hyperinflation is common and very fast. The speed of hyperinflation take people off guard. So basically here he is saying he is conveying the message that by printing $2 trillion there will be hyperinflation, and this hyperinflation is very fast, and people never got to know that how fast things change. Like he has attached this document where he has shown that the inflation double in the next 15 hours in the Hungary, and in the digital era this 15 hours can be in the next 1 or 2 hours. They are trying to block the exit. The US established just killed the Signature and Silvergate bank because they were banked crypto. He is saying that regulators are trying to block the crypto. They don't want that normal people know about crypto. They don't want that they distrust the fiat currency and started trusting on the Bitcoin, and that's why made some political or made some plan to kill the Signature Bank and Silvergate Bank. And yes, it can be possible because regulators can do anything that we can't imagine. But because there are enough crypto pros bank elsewhere in the world, US establishments can no longer take the crypto down. So this is the good thing in decentralized ecosystem. You can't suppress someone because of their growth, because of their success, and that's why I support decentralization, and that's why the decentralization community is growing too fast. So the whole thread is all about the marketing of Bitcoin, problem with the centralized ecosystem, and what's the flaws in the banking system, and the printing of the $2 trillion that caused hyperinflation, and all these things are making sense. I agree with 90% of the things that he said in that thread. But when it comes to the value of Bitcoin, that it will touch $1 million in the next 90 days, I kind of don't agree with that, because I read several articles, and analyzed the data, and I don't think in the next 90 days we are going to touch $1 million. But in future, I agree that Bitcoin will touch $1 million in 3 to 4 years or 3 to 5 years, but not today. I don't think in the next 2-3 years we are going to touch $1 million. But when it comes to the why he said $1 million, that it will touch $1 million in the next 90 days, I think it's kind of for marketing. Basically, he has a net worth of 100 plus millions of dollars, and for them 1 million or 2 million is a drop of water. So I think the whole purpose of this thread is about the marketing of Bitcoin, and I agree with his point that there are problems in the centralized system, there are problems in the banking sector, and that's why banks are collapsing day by day. There are some problems, but when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, I don't think in the next 3 to 5 years we are going to touch $1 million, and whole point is all about the marketing, yeah. But when it comes to the pricing of Bitcoin, it will touch $1 million in the next 90 days. I don't think so, but it can touch, because they are highly intellectual people. They are thinking in the different way, and maybe we don't think about that long period of time, and maybe, but I don't think so, because I don't know why. By the way, let me know what's your thought on the pricing of Bitcoin, whether it will touch $1 million in the next 90 days or not. Let me know in the comment section. Apart from this, if you have any query, drop your query in the comment box. I will either reply or will make a separate video on that. And with that note, bye.